For a lot of first generation immigrants, men ain't no time for that.
I wouldn't say first generation immigrants, because I know many immigrants who are lawyers. You know what we need though in our community, and what I would challenge.
What do we need?
More lawyers.
Omosh, Udi said over here, Omosh, I have as many court cases like Tupac, but I can tell you that I don't know any of the judges' names.
There you go. And Udi is a representation.
So he went to court, but he doesn't know the judge's name. Like if it came up on a piece of paper, he wouldn't know.
No, but he's talking about the actual piece of paper he has.
But that's an experience that many people have. So if I go on and
then we're different.
I mean, it could be probate court. You're trying to fight that your inheritance is your inheritance, and the person who's magistrate or the judge who's overseeing.
Yes.
You don't know this person. If you have a lawyer who practices regularly in your area, they'll tell you like, oh, this judge, I don't know, this judge might not be very favorable to you because of XYZ cases that I've seen before with him or her. And then you might have one where it's like, okay, this person is fair. This person has been favorable. I've been in court with them before, so at least we got a good judge. At least we got, those things actually matter. Yeah. You don't have to be the expert on every single judge. What we need though in our community, and what I would challenge.
What do we need?
More lawyers.
We don't have
not immigration lawyers, not lawyers who just do one thing. We need to have more lawyers.
But you know why? I think I know why we don't have that many lawyers. And this is just my own theory and my hypothesis. It's very expensive to go to law school, and the fact that law is a second degree.
Yes.
For a lot of first generation immigrants, men ain't no time for that.
I wouldn't say first generation immigrants, because I know many immigrants who are lawyers. But I don't know what the Kenyan reason is for it. But let me tell you, the Caribbean,
I think
they are holding it down. The amount of Haitian Americans that I know who are lawyers.
But when you talk about Haitian Americans,
they're ahead of us. They're actually ahead of us in terms of
longer.
Yeah, that's true.
They've been here longer than us. So I think even as Kenyans,
even with Nigerians,
as we get here longer, because I think Kenya, we are still very heavy first generation. I mean, the numbers are now balancing out, but we're still very heavy first generation. It's very difficult for someone who came here as an adult to go even those who've attempted law school is something that I was personally very interested in. Mm-hmm. So one of the reasons why I just struck it out of my list, when I discovered that you first need a degree to go to law school, I was like, this is out. I'm not going to do this.
But that can only be an excuse for so long, and I just won't accept it, because we're now in the information age, right? So there are people who came my parents.
That's why they're doing information technology.
Yeah. I mean, okay, but the ones who came here, they did the best they could, and I'm so grateful.
Yes.
I'm so grateful.
So
they laid the foundation.
Yeah,
but when we say next generation, it's mixed now, because you're still talking about people who are coming here for the first time to join their family. And then we're also talking about people who had children and now are growing up here. And so what we have access to is different. But if I were to make that same argument in this conversation and say that, Kenya has been around for only 50 plus years, for 60 years, and so therefore you cannot expect it to do XYZ thing compared to another country. Yes, that is true when it comes to systems and certain things. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't have roads. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't have some basic things. And in this country, basic things, teachers, healthcare, lawyers, accountants, and we have done the others, right? But when it comes to law, we've only focused on, or at least the conversation has been, immigration law. I know Kenyan lawyers who will tell you whenever they talk to another Kenyan, the only thing they want to talk to them about is accounting. Is immigration, but they don't realize that I do taxes, that I do tax fraud, or they don't realize that I am, in the estate planning sector, or I do private equity or something like that. There are different things that you can do within
bankruptcy is another one.
Bankruptcy is huge.
That one is huge.
I hear what you're saying, Annette. I hear what you're saying, Annette, but I'm also looking, and the reason why I talk of, not necessarily the next generation, but at least people who've gone through high school over here. Because I know a lot of people who are in my predicament who wanted to do law, and you're self-funded.
Right.
On paper, it's easy because I really that was that was my first love. I really wanted to do it, but then when you first of all not only look at the fact that you have to, it's a second degree, and then when you look at also the cost of going to law school. Now this other cohort that's coming that at least spent high school at the bare minimum, I think those ones have no excuse. I think we should encourage people to do it, and we should even kids who are very talented, we should rally around them so that we have specific people in we start having a number of people in those professions, so that those who understand the community, so that they can come out and also help us. We need to look at the long game.
Yes, every problem that you have mentioned is an opportunity for a solution. So as long as we're not staying, and this is the reason why, it's it goes from being excused to being an opportunity, right? So let's talk about the opportunity part. Let's rally around people. One of the things we're talking about are the people that you vote for. The people that you vote for on the state level, we have scholarships that you can get from your district. So if your student goes to, if you have a student that is graduating from high school, they can apply for these scholarships, and sometimes the people who apply, there are very few people, and so which means that the percentage of you being able to win or be awarded a scholarship would be high if there are not so many people in the pool. You're not competing against everyone in America. You're competing against the people within your smaller locale or your district. So that's one thing. We're voting for people who are also, even on the congressional side, there are also congressional scholarships and things like that. There are internships that you can do. And these are the things that build the opportunities for you to have the schooling funded and also understand what resources are available. If you're coming here on a student visa, there's so many things that were not available to you, and that is true. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah.
But your children are having different experiences.
Yeah.
And
Correct,
so
we should be open to
we should be open to it. We should encourage
Does FAFSA
it.
pay for our law school?
I actually don't know the answer to that question.
I think FAFSA pays for
First degree.
bachelor's for first degree. I don't think I'm not sure if there's been any changes.
I'm not an expert on that. I will not speak to that. But I do know that there are fellowships. I do know that there are
Correct. Yes,
universities
fellowships, grants,
that
all
do,
sorts of different things. Yes.
And for example, like within Maryland, the people that I know who have degrees, who have law degrees, there are people who got accepted to different programs, but were able to get more funding for example, University of Baltimore, or maybe it was Towson University, or, depending on that. And so those are things that with time you're going to get to know, but we have to also decide that it's important for us to know. So back to the reason why I say we need to have more lawyers, because lawyers are the ones who are interacting with these judges, and lawyers are the ones who end up becoming judges ultimately. So
but a lot of them also go into politics.
Long game.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Go
Now,
lawyers are long game.
yes, and so here's the thing: you want
we have to look at the long
know.
game.
We need to know. We need to be in these rooms and be a part of this environment. I cannot be an expert on everything. I cannot speak on judges. When I am asking about judges, I ask my lawyer friends, "What is your experience with this person? And how do you think that this would in fact impact
Now,
the
Washeke
community?"
here says one of the things that prevent us from going to some careers is black tax. We want to be able to earn money quickly so you can support family back home. Our kids are not going to be in that issue, so the world is an oyster. And she further says that deters many from selecting careers that require several years of education before one can earn.